What's up, guys? My name is Luke, and I've lost 110 pounds over the past year and a half. And yes, the scale moved, but really what changed was my mindset. I still remember vividly the day that I chose to change everything. And it wasn't the day that I actually went in and quit in the football offices and quit on my lifelong dream, a decade-long dream of being a college football player. No, we were at the zoo, my girlfriend Jill and I, at the Kansas City Zoo. And the aquarium had just opened up, and obviously I got to go see the aquarium. So we were waiting in line, and everybody else wanted to see the aquarium too. We were waiting in line, and you're at the zoo. You can smell the good food. I think there was a popcorn stand right next to it. So I was already feeling hungry. You smell the really sweet, the salty popcorn and the sweet kettle corn. And we're standing in line for the aquarium. And we'd stood still for 5 minutes maybe, and my back started locking up. I couldn't even fucking stand up straight because I was carrying so much weight and my back couldn't fucking support it. Not even 10 minutes later. This is honestly, the back thing, it really didn't even bother me. I was used to it. You don't realize how much shit you put up with on a daily basis because you allow yourself to put up with it. And not even 10 minutes later, we're still in line because, of course, everybody wanted to see the goddamn sea creatures that day. And I'm looking around because there's the animal pens on either side of us. And I looked to my left and my neck started cramping up. I genuinely couldn't even stand up or even look around without my body screaming at me. And I knew I had to change. I knew I did. That was it. And to further cement it, I quit right after Easter weekend. And I had gone up to see my girlfriend. She was living in Kansas City, and I was still at college at the time. And I remember how much I enjoyed just being free and not tied down by football and not worrying about food or anything, just enjoying life. And I knew that was the life I had to live. So I went in and quit. And it turned out to be the scariest, but obviously the best decision that I've ever made. I mean, I've literally lost 110 pounds. I've got the dream body that I'd always dreamed about. I never, ever thought when I was younger that I was ever going to see, abs on myself. I genuinely was so lost in the head. And I had told myself, just to make it easier on myself, I wanted to make it easier on myself just to cope with the fact that I wasn't, actually taking care of myself and taking accountability like I should have. I told myself that I didn't have the genetics to get abs. I was just destined to be fat. I was just always going to be a fat guy. I mean, seriously, I still remember when I was younger, I would take food and I'd sneak it upstairs to my bedroom, and I'd demolish an entire family-sized bag of white cheddar popcorn. And I didn't do it because I was hungry. And honestly, I really didn't do it because it tasted good either. I did it because I was unhappy with myself, and it was a distraction. So many people I see are just using distractions to get through life because they refuse to take accountability for their actions and where they are in life. What are you using for distractions? For me, it was food. I ate so much food just to drown out the emotions, and I told myself that I would never, ever reach the goals that I couldn't even set goals for myself. I couldn't even set goals for myself to reach because I knew that it would hurt because I wouldn't reach them. So the day that I quit, it wasn't just quitting football, it was quitting my bad habits. And that day I made a promise to myself. I said, I don't care what it takes, but I'm going to succeed. And God, I still, like, there was one day I went downstairs. We were in a 3-bedroom apartment with me and 2 of my college roommates, all football players. And I went downstairs to the bathroom downstairs. And I walked down the stairs, past the living room, past the kitchen, and then the door was on the left to go to the bathroom, and I was about to brush my teeth. And, obviously, who wears a shirt when they walk around in the morning? It's whatever. So I look in the mirror and I grab my toothbrush and I walked away. I walked away. I was so sick of seeing myself in the mirror that I couldn't even brush my teeth. So when I tell you that I have changed my life, I literally post pictures online of myself to inspire others now on the internet. I changed everything in my life. I'm a different man. And that's what you have to do to become the man that you need to be. You need to change everything. It's not small, small sustainable changes. It's sustainable, but it's not small. It's not. And anyone looking to change their life like I did, you cannot expect it to be easy. Nothing about that was easy. I used to drown everything in food. There was one day that I came home from football practice and I said, oh, fuck it, I'm too tired to make food, which is just a bunch of bullshit, so that I could go out and get Little Caesars. And obviously Little Caesars is cheap, so I got a full deep dish pepperoni pizza, and then I got a full Italian cheese breadsticks. And I ate both of them. I ate an entire 8 slices of pizza plus an entire Italian cheese breads, all by myself. And it all stemmed from me saying, oh, I'm just too busy. Was I really too busy? Because it took me a lot fucking longer to drive to Little Caesars, wait for my goddamn pizza, for them to make it fresh, because obviously I wanted it fucking fresh. It took me a lot longer for me to go to Little Caesars, wait for them to cook it, and then drive back to my house and eat it, when I literally could have just cooked some fucking ground beef and rice. That's why the busy excuse doesn't work. Because the time that you spent, ordering shit and looking for Uber Eats for 20 minutes on your phone, or going out to eat and getting fast food and driving through the drive-thru is a bunch of bullshit. It's not a real excuse. There are very few men in this world who are truly too busy to eat healthy. And maybe you are too healthy, or you are too busy to eat healthy. Okay, maybe. Do you know how easy it is to hit your protein goal eating out at fast foods? I literally made an entire fucking document for my clients to do that. It's not hard. You just have to be willing to sacrifice the good tasting foods to do that. And that brings me to my next point, which was, how did I actually lose 100 pounds? Yes, I ate less and I moved more, whatever. Everybody, literally every fucking body on this earth can tell you that. You eat less calories and you just move a little bit more. No, I changed the way that I viewed food and viewed myself and viewed how I reach my goals. And I took accountability. I took extreme ownership. Everything in my life became my fault, regardless good or bad. If I ate too much and I didn't move that day, it was obviously that's on me, but how many of you guys are actually taking that accountability? How many of you guys are actually saying, yeah, I ate like shit and it was my fault? How many of you guys are saying, oh yeah, but my boss wanted to go out to work lunch, so I guess I had to eat a shit ton and blow my calorie load, or, oh yeah, I worked late at the office, so, I just didn't have time to go to the gym. Go to the fucking gym. Are you kidding me? Really? How many excuses are you going to make before you fulfill a promise to yourself? Make a promise to yourself. Every time you want to make an excuse, make a promise to yourself. Whenever you feel like, oh, I'm too busy to go to the gym right now, make a promise that you will go to the gym even though you're busy. Real life doesn't fucking care how busy you are or how tired you are. It's 9 p.m. I've been up since about 6:30 this morning, and I'm gonna run you through my daily schedule today on a Saturday. So 6:30, I woke up, ate breakfast, went to the gym with my girlfriend, my lovely girlfriend, Jill. Then I came back, had a snack, and then I hopped on my first call for the day, which was with a potential client. He didn't take it because it was too expensive for him. It's too much of an investment, and which is fine. I mean, look, not everybody is willing to invest in their health, and that's okay. And then 15 minutes later, I prepared for the next call for the day, and I hopped on that, and same thing. It was too expensive. So whatever. A lot of you guys at this point would be feeling really shitty about your Saturday. All you've done is work out, and you had 2, phone calls that might be wasted time. And then, but none of that is wasted time, because I got not only like the best blessing of all is literally waking up. Seriously. Every day that you wake up is another opportunity to genuinely fucking work towards changing your life. And then I got to go to the gym, and I got to work out really hard, and I got to spend about 45 minutes with my girlfriend, and I absolutely cherish those times. And then after that, I got to go home, and I made a little sandwich for myself, and then I sat down and prepared for my first call, and had a really good conversation with a guy who, could have really used my program, and unfortunately I wasn't able to, actually have him make the change that he needed to make to actually change his life. And it's unfortunate because he's going to walk away from that call and nothing in his life is going to change. But regardless, I gained more experience on working towards changing more people's lives on those types of call-ins in the future. And the same thing with the second one. I mean, this guy needed to make even more of a change than the first one. But I mean, what can you do? You can only lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But regardless, I view this morning as amazing. And a lot of you guys would have this shitty ass attitude of, all I've had to do today was I woke up early and I fucking went to the gym, and well, that sucked because I had to work hard, and then I wasted my time on 2 calls because blah, 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 they didn't even join my program. No, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I got to do all those things. I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't, but I got to do it. And that's the difference, because I get to do challenging things. I get to do things that challenge me. I don't have to. I don't. So when you reframe your mind into I get to do things instead of I have to do things, your life will change. Because now you're not only, when you frame an experience as if I have to, it's already negative, and you're already not going to enjoy it as much as if you got to do it. So you're framing your experiences as negative before they even happen. And you wonder why you're unhappy in life because you're framing your experiences as negative. And so many guys do that. I used to do it. I used to do it all the time. You know how many times before football practice I would frame it as, fuck, dude, I got to go out there and I have to fucking go work really hard and bust my ass and sweat a shit ton, and I don't even get any reward out of that. Can you imagine how much better of a player I would have been and how much better of a man I would have been if I said I got to do that? If I went out there and actually like really thoroughly fucking just couldn't wait to go bust my ass and work hard towards a goal that I believed with my full heart in? Could you imagine what that would have looked like for me? So think about that for you. Maybe in the morning you feel, oh, maybe you're unhappy at work. And it's possible that you're just framing your entire fucking day at work with, oh, I have to. Working hard as a man is genuinely like one of the most fulfilling experiences that you can have. If you don't have purpose to work hard towards something, to where you lay down at the end of the night and you go straight to sleep because you work so hard you're exhausted, that's a privilege. It's genuinely a privilege. A privilege not only because you had the opportunity to work hard, but now you know that you're a better man for that. And you get to wake up tomorrow and do the exact same thing. And that's why every single day I do something that I don't want to. Every single day. And you know what today that was? It could be so simple. And I'll tell you exactly what it was today for me. Today I really wanted to binge eat. I did, about an hour ago. I had my protein ice cream with peanut butter and a Reese's. And the Reese's set me off, man. Genuinely. Like, I was ready to, I didn't give a fuck what any calories or anything meant. I was like going to eat everything because, I don't know, because I was tired, I guess. But I didn't. And that's my hard thing for today. Not even working out. Working out isn't even a hard thing for me anymore because I love to work out. And taking the sales calls or the consultations, however you want to frame it, it's not a hard thing for me to do because I genuinely like talking to other people and trying to help them change their lives. But saying no to yourself is tough. And I seriously, I still remember an hour and a half ago, maybe now, the taste of the Reese's on my tongue, and it felt like I was 320 pounds again. It felt like I had just come home from football practice, and I was stressed the fuck out because I had a shitty practice, and I knew in film the next day when we go over our film from the practice that my coach was gonna bust my ass because not only was I, one, not fucking trying hard enough, but also two, I just didn't have a good practice. And it felt like that all over again. And my first instinct was to go back to that version of Luke who was 320 pounds and couldn't control his weight, had no good relationship with food, and binge ate at the first sign of failure. And it felt like him again. It felt like everything that I had worked for in the past year and a half was about to go down the drain, and I was about to spiral out into something worse than I even was before. But I knew that one day of binging and feeling sorry for myself and just feeling in the moment like I had to eat everything in sight and I had to fucking stress eat, I knew that one moment of that, one singular moment of that leads me to do it again tomorrow. And 2 days leads into 3. Then it's a week straight that I've been doing that. And I know for some of you this is familiar. Because you go so good on your diet for so long. And all it takes is one meal. And that's why the little things matter so fucking much in life. Because all I had to do was put the spoon down, which I did. I went in and I had an apple instead of, 10 Reese's, 15 Oreos, a Kit Kat, then 20 more Reese's, and then a protein bar just because I wanted more protein. No, I put the spoon down because I know that one day eating, like honestly, eating like dog shit isn't going to destroy my progress physically, but mentally it would. And that's why every single day I do something that's tough, because I have to. Because there's one thing to be said about building yourself into the man that never has to lose weight again, or that never has to start over again. Building yourself into the man that your family can actually be proud of, that you can be a good role model for your family, and that they don't just see you as, Luke. They see you as the man that they need in their life, that they need to show them the way of how to do hard things when they don't want to. And that's why I do it, because building yourself into that is one thing, but sustaining that and keeping that as yourself is an every single day thing. It never goes away. The urge to binge and stress eat and emotionally never, ever, ever goes away. And the decision doesn't ever get harder or easier, but you get better at making it. Because just like you go in the gym and you work out your muscles and they get bigger, you break them down and they get bigger and they grow back stronger the next day. You have to do the same exact thing with your mind. And if you're going to bed at night and you know that you left shit in the tank, then you failed. You failed. And for some of you, this probably sounds corny, and that means you have to change. If this sounds stupid to you, then I'm talking exactly to you. Because this is exactly what I would have thought when I was 320 pounds. I would have watched this video and said, that guy's kind of a dumbass and he thinks he knows everything. And that's exactly why I'm saying it, because the past version of me needed this. Needed to know that framing your experiences as positive before they even happen makes them positive. And doing something hard every single day, just for the sake of doing something hard, makes you a better man. And more in the ways of, even if you, like for me, for not going to town and binge eating tonight, that makes me a better man in more ways than just dieting and food. It makes me a better man for the next time that I don't want to go on a walk. A simple ass walk. How hard is that? But all the time I don't want to go on it. Why? Because it's hard? No. Because it's just not what I want to do. And me putting the spoon down and not going in the pantry and eating 3,000 calories worth of sweets that would have temporarily made me happy and I'd be feeling like dog shit right now, that makes me such a better man in other ways in life, because saying no to yourself just builds a mental callus in your mind. And there's a reason that a lot of America is obese and killing themselves with food, is because they can't say no to themselves. It's not that they don't know that they should eat good. Everybody knows that you should eat good. And everybody knows that you could go on Instagram Explore page and literally look up high protein recipes that taste extremely good, and you would eat like a king and lose fat. But not everybody does that. Why? Is it because cooking healthy for yourself is inherently harder than cooking unhealthy for yourself? No, it's not. In fact, some instances is actually easier because they're simpler ingredients. But why are people fat then? Do they not know, when they see something on the menu at McDonald's that, that's probably a healthier option than the other option? No, they know. But why don't they do it? Why don't they do it? People know that they should go to the gym, 3 to 6 times per week. And they know that, truly, they probably know that they're not actually too busy to go to the gym. But why don't they do it when they get off work and they feel just a little bit tired and they just want to go home and watch Netflix. And, oh, I'm just too busy to eat healthy tonight. So I'm just going to order pizza, wait 40 minutes, watch Netflix on the TV for it to get here because I don't have the time to cook. Why do they do that? Because they can't say no to themselves. So when you start saying no to yourself, not only do you change it in the moment, but you change your life from that moment onwards. When I say no to myself to actually put the fork down and stop fucking eating, when I say no to myself of, oh, I'd rather just sit on the couch and, watch YouTube, or maybe I'd rather, for example, right now, I'd much rather go to bed, lay next to my girlfriend, and just sleep. Because that would be so much easier than fucking pouring my heart out on video and then post it on YouTube. It would be so much easier. But I say no to myself. And that's the difference. Like, that is, if you're sick of giving up on yourself, that's the difference. It's not saying yes to yourself. You say yes to yourself literally all day long. You say, yes, I want that. I want that. I want that. But what about, no, I'm not going to do that? How often do you say that? Probably not often. That's the difference of why I don't fucking give up on myself. Because I say no to giving up on myself. I say no to giving up on my dreams. I say no to another Reese's, another 80-calorie Reese's. Like, that's actually going to matter physically. But mentally, it means everything for me. That's why I say no. Because the 320-pound version of me couldn't say no. It doesn't matter that he's physically twice as strong as I am now. Seriously, when I was 320 pounds, I squatted 530 for 3 reps. And now I can do probably 315 for 5. It has nothing to do with physical strength. It's everything to do with winning the mental fucking battle every single day. It's every day. It never goes away. I promise you. The mental battle that you fight, you will never truly win. You can win for the day. You can win for the moment, but you can't win for tomorrow. You have to fight that battle again tomorrow. And a lot of you guys will fucking watch this video, get really fucking inspired, and you're going to go to sleep and then wake up tomorrow morning and nothing's going to change. You have to win the battle every day. You can't win tomorrow's battle today. You can't do that. You can't fight the battle that you're going to have to fight tomorrow right now. What you can do, though, is you can prepare yourself. And you prepare yourself by winning today's battle. It's like training in the gym. You don't walk in the gym and bench 315 one day out of nowhere. No, you start with 135, and then maybe, a year later, maybe you're benching 225. You have to fight the battles as they come, and they prepare you for the next time. Every time you go in the gym and you work out hard as fuck, you're preparing yourself for the next time to go a little bit harder. Every time you go into work, you can't solve tomorrow's problems today. You have to solve today's problems. But by solving today's problems, you're preparing yourself to solve tomorrow's problems. It's the same exact thing with winning the mental battle and not giving up on yourself. You have to fight today's battle as they come. You take it day by day. You think that I could have, if I started my weight loss journey and I said, yeah, I'm going to lose 110 pounds in X amount of time frame, in a year, which I lost 100 pounds in a year, I would have never done it. Because that would have been me fighting the next year's problems as they come. I said, no. I said, my general goal is I'm going to lose 50 pounds, and whenever that happens, it happens. But today, I'm going to focus on being in a 1,000 calorie deficit, which means I would have lost about 2 pounds a week, which I did for 52 straight weeks. And I lost 100 pounds because of it. Not because I was so focused on losing 100 pounds. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Because I was focusing on solving that day's problems, on just doing what's right for that day. And that's how you not become overwhelmed. And that's how you stay on track with things. You take it day by day. So if you're giving up on yourself, it's because of a couple things. You're not saying no to yourself. And you're not taking things day by day. Fight the battles as they come. Tell yourself no when you need to. And do hard things just for the sake of doing hard things, because it makes you a better man. And the more hard things you do when you don't want to do them, the easier hard things become when you do have to do them. I promise you. So all of that, the past 30 minutes, is how I stopped giving up on myself. And I was sick of giving up on myself, and it changed my entire life. Changed it.